Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Stormpoint, where in the last episode, I built this big old factory right here. This, for some reason, very laggy factory. But we also took down the Ender Dragon with some explosive means. Danger decided to bring a cannon, and whilst it did a very efficient job, it did also kind of kill me, so... And I would quickly like to explain what I kind of did in between episodes. Now, I had to move both of these factories for a third time. In fact, I actually had to switch their places because the factories that went here were just too big. I couldn't fit them in reasonably with this new outline that I went ahead and made of the wall I planned to put in. And the factories just were way too close to this wall, so I ended up having to switch positions, get rid of half this hill here to fit this one here, and then even make this wall just a tad bit larger to the point where it goes out on the water here just to get this factory to fit. It was a lot of work, and I had to redraw that outline for the wall like 3 separate times, so it was not very fun. However, onto this episode. I want to do just a little bit of everything. I want to upgrade my gear, finally get the buildings around the iron farm and the andesite farm all completed, and then make 2 more farms. I want to make a gold farm and an andesite / diorite / granite farm. But first, I want to go and grab some netherite. Now, I'm not going to do this the traditional way. I have created a create drill, so I can basically auto mine in the nether. But down over here, I have went ahead and created a little cubby that I will be drilling from. Now, this drill is quite large. In fact, it was actually a lot larger before, but I had to scale it down because the nether, it's just that tiny. I'm really worried about lava pools dripping down, so... But right like that, we put the card assembler, and I forgot a lever. I'll go grab one real fast. Alright, I've gotten the button, not the lever, but this should work just fine. And then we place the contraption on there like that, and bada boom, bada bang. This is the drill. So I gotta make sure it's... Okay, we're good. But what I do is I take this and I load it up with these detector rails. And this right here will place cobblestone blocks in case there's a block gap underneath it that I can't fill. And then these are both item storage tanks that will hold all of the items that I mine from the drill. Now, the really cool thing about this is the fact that I can hike a ride on it while it mines. So I'm gonna let it do its thing for a little bit. I'll be on the back of it just chilling, I guess, and I'll be right back. Alright, and the minecart contraption went ahead and ran out of steam, but we can go ahead and change directions of this and get a lot more deep slate. Sorry, ancient debris. I've had a lot of deep slate on my mind recently. So all we've really got to do is go... I hope this is wide enough, actually. Yeah, we should be fine. Go boom, 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 ow. And then we've quickly got to hop on top of it as soon as we press the button. Huh. There we go. And now, we just go in this direction until it runs out of steam.
Found you.
Yes, you did.
No smart shoots.
No.
Arenas. It's a lot of chest.
It is.
Don't
I
know
can
what
sound
that
you
was.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you whipping out there? Fancy now, are we, huh? I think yours is kind of going through the ceiling a little bit. You drilled into a lava lake. You see, this is why we don't make those that high.
The price of progress.
Is a lot of lava, huh?
Yeah.
Well, he's probably gonna do his thing for some bit, so I'm gonna get back to mining and really not try to look in that direction. Mine may not be as fancy as his, but it's humble. It's efficient. It works just fine. Hello there.
Here.
Say,
Hello.
do you perhaps have an What's that guy doing? You see that man?
He's not the brightest.
Say, do you have a netherite upgrade template?
Wait, upgrade for what?
To upgrade my armor. Netherite.
Oh,
Diamond
yeah.
upgrade template.
I got one in my end chest.
Oh, why? Would you perhaps be willing to trade for it? Or just give it to me because I'm such a good friend?
If you pay me the diamonds to make one, I'll just copy it for you.
You know, that sounds like a deal. Alright guys, all in all, we got 30 pieces of ancient debris, which I believe is just enough to get everything, including all 4 pieces of gear and then these 3 tools, all nice into netherite. Because we can't get this command block pickaxe, because that's some weird rule. Or it's not really a rule, it's just a feature of the mod. Now back to my humble abode. The heck? Yes. Oh, thank you. It's greatly appreciated. Alright, and there we go. All the netherite scrap upgraded. And I think I just realized something. I don't have nearly enough diamonds to get enough smithing templates. So, I'm gonna have to go mining for a little bit. I'll be back in a second. Alright guys, and I'm back. Look at all these diamonds. I had a really rough start in the beginning, especially since Fortune 3 didn't seem to be kicking in, I guess. But after I went ahead and went a little deeper, I got so many more diamonds. I also found a few zombie spawners and got some diamond horse armor, but most importantly, an enchanted golden apple. This is very useful. But now that means I can comfortably... I don't have any netherrack. Well, isn't it that just ironic? Say, Mr. Danger, do you perhaps know what's going on over here?
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's just a little revenge for all the chickens that were planted in my base.
Oh, okay.
You know, like the several thousand stacks of eggs thrown in there.
Well, I
So,
say...
you know,
Well, I would say this is actually a very fitting way to get back justice. I never would have thought of doing this to them, but this is quite funny.
oh yeah, it'll get the job done. I can't wait for him to log back on and see it.
Yeah. Let's finally get upgraded to netherite. We need to upgrade. Finally. I hope my goggles don't disappear. Let's find out. No, they don't. And there we go. Everything all nice and kitted out. Oh, look at that. I look so much more beautiful now. And yes, I am one of those people that likes the look of netherite a whole lot more over the look of diamond. But anyways, I say we head on to the next part of the video, which would be the creation of the 2 factory pieces over here. By the way, I figured out what the lag was, or unless it's just this piece right here, which is laggy, it might be. I'm not too sure. But as you can see, I've already laid out all of this polished deep slate here, because I thought might as well put that down before I put the machine on top of dirt. Then I have to go back under and remove it, and it's just not going to look as good in the time lapse. So I did that to the other side too. But let me go ahead and load in what this is going to look like. So I've already got it all centered, and it should fit right in just like that. I don't know if it's perfect. I'm going to have to... It's not even close to being perfect. There we go. That looks good. So this is going to be the first factory that is surrounding the iron farm right here. It is quite large, to say the least. A lot larger than I thought it was going to be, so I had to clear out more of that space. But it blends in perfectly with the aesthetic of this factory right here. And then over here is the second factory. I believe that's the right one. Yes, it is. And there we go. That should be all perfect right in here. And yes, it is. This here is the second factory. Very similar aesthetic to this factory and this factory. I think you might know what I was trying to do here. So, 2 little mini factories surrounding this large factory gives it some form of industrial feel. And I don't know where I'm going to put the other 2 farms at. I think I'll just go ahead and stack one here. And then probably put another one actually right up here next to it. because I kind of want to save this place for a little center area. And then I'm already starting to run out of room on the island. Like, I already have plans to kind of turn this into some form of beach area and entrance way right here. So this is all already going to be used up. And the rest of the island just kind of is very hilly and not very usable terrain. But I've already gathered all of the materials for both of these farms with, you know, it really not being that bad in the slightest compared to this big boy right here. But then in this time lapse, I also want to do both of the farms I'm going to be making. So this right here is the minerals farm, as I call it, or also known as the andesite / diorite / granite farm. And it looks like this thing is actually very long, so I think I'm going to need to rotate it a little bit. And yeah, that looks about good. But we can slide it in right here next to this factory over here. And I've got to make sure just to give it enough room and to make sure it's even so that when I place a factory around this one right here, it's not going to look all wonky. Wow, we're just one block off. That is very, very unfortunate, but who's going to notice? Except now that I've told you, but... And then here is the gold farm. I can't remember if this one's a little bigger. I think it might be. Oh, yeah, it most definitely is. But yeah, this is it right here. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I have an idea. I think I'm going to put these on the same level and then build a factory around both of them so that it's one larger kind of combined factory. But this right here is the gold farm, and I think that's plenty of space between the two. I can maybe shift this one over just one block. Yeah, there we go. I think that we've got maybe even one more block. Although it does impede quite a bit over here, so I'm thinking that should be good. Both farms right here. Sure, this part's overlapping slightly, so I'll have to, like, you know, keep it here for now. And then I'll shim this over. Or actually, I might just keep this open here. This is quite nice. But anyways, enough talking. Let's get on to this time lapse. Alright guys, and we are done. I had quite a few hiccups during this. In particular, I accidentally swapped the material chest for that build with the material chest for this build. So I kind of had to go back and forth a little bit, grab some materials, and it was just a little annoying. And then with this over here, I gotta tell you, I'm building this, right? And I'm like, I'm missing a lot of pieces. Maybe I did the same thing as what I did with these two buildings. Swapped the chest, right? So I start pulling resources from this chest, and I get this all done, and I'm like, there's just not enough resources here for me to even finish this. So as you can see, there are some parts here that are missing because I don't have them. And I don't know if this is a Limatica thing with, you know, modded items. It just doesn't track properly, but I definitely did not have enough items to complete this factory right here. And even with these buildings, except it was the opposite case. I had way too many leftover resources for these two buildings. So I don't know what's going on. I just should probably get more resources from now on when I build these things with Lightmatica, just to be sure. But here is an up-close view of the iron farm factory thing. Now, there really isn't an interior because I'm not too sure if I can fit a detailed interior into this. And besides, I think this works as fine enough interior. But yeah, I really like this build and I'm quite proud of myself, especially since I made it fit in quite well with this factory right here. You really can't even tell that these were already separate builds if you look at them from an angle, right? And then here is the other one. Relatively same structure and stuff like that. I just wanted to do something a little different with the roof up here. Get some more smokestacks on there. And then maybe change like this outside bit just a smidge. In my creative build world, I had like these copycat trapdoors on there. But I just kind of decided not to add them because I believe trapdoors... What does that even mean? Copycat trapdoors are quite expensive. And of course, you know the story with these two. This right here is a gold farm. This right here is a mineral farm. I've got to place the mechanical arms down for this farm right here and get everything set up and connected. But I'm probably going to do that off camera as well as finish this gold farm right here. I would have done the mechanical arms during the time lapse, but how they work and where they're supposed to kind of take items and put items is really complicated because this is producing 3 different materials instead of just one, like this gold farm or the iron farm. And if you're wondering about these kind of weird patches here, I forgot what this is called, but Cog and Danger decided it would be funny if they planted trees all around my base. Now, it wasn't too hard to clean up, and unfortunately, I didn't record it, but I do have the replay of it, so I guess here's a kind of live reaction. But the island is truly starting to come together. I'm of course going to build a factory around these in a future episode, but I know exactly what I want to do for next episode, and that is get the wall around this island built. Not fully completed, just the exterior part of the wall. I won't do the interior part of the wall because I have not designed it yet, so that's gonna have to wait a little bit. But everything else will be done, and I believe I have the majority of the materials for this. If not, I can just easily get all this polished deep slate, as that's what the majority of the wall is. But anyways, that is the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye!